This is in response to Ricky Neutron, who apparently is an Australian that asked the question, why does America think itself so important? And then he goes on to say, my ears did not deceive me. They've brought nothing culturally except Elvis Presley. And then he says, we Australians are attached to the British and we brought the Beatles. You didn't bring them, the UK brought them. Australia didn't bring them. Australia brought us Paul Hogan, who I love Paul Hogan in his old days, but lately, what's he done? You say, we brought you Doctor Who. That speaks for itself. I don't even need to say anything on that. So what has America brought culturally? Well, I don't even really need to mention George Washington, Abe Lincoln, Patrick Henry, Benjamin Franklin, John Hancock. There's a name for you. And so we've brought culture. Hell yeah, we have. You mentioned Doctor Who. Okay, let's go into the entertainment industry. Mission Impossible series, Tom Cruise. I mean, Hollywood in general, you know. Lethal Weapon series. The Godfather. Huh? You want to go to the mattresses? We'll go to the mattresses. Somebody's going to be sleeping with the fishes. So, I mean, he says America's brought nothing culturally. 24 Hours, Kiefer Sutherland. Albeit he's a Canadian, the TV show's American. Another Canadian, William Shatner. He played Captain Kirk on the great TV series that was American, Star Trek. Captain's Log, Stardate 1594366723. And so, America, hey, we brought a lot culturally, news-wise. Okay, we opened our doors to how many people wanted to get the hell out of Europe and come to America in the early part of the 20th century, 1900s. So, why do we think ourselves so important? Because we are important. We're the American pie, baby. That's right. We're the land of the free, home of the brave. That's a bicep, baby. Tricep on the bottom. So, we are important. And when I say America, I'm not specifically, I'm talking about the USA. Because America, if you really wanted to be inclusive, you would have to say Canada, Cuba, or Cuba. You know, Mexico, that's North America. They're Americans. Okay, if you want to get into that. But what are we? We are the United States of America, and everybody wants to come here. So we are the cultural center of the world, I believe. I mean, yeah, all these other countries got great cultures to share. But when it comes down to it, all eyes are on us. The United States. That's right, all eyes. English, which they're going to say, well, that started in the UK. Maybe, I don't know. But English is the primary language of the world. I mean, who do you see in the news all the time as far as world leaders? I mean, he's everywhere, in every country, with every world leader. The President of the United States, El Presidente. And Tony Blair, God bless him. But who does he look to a lot of times for advice on world matters? Georgia, we're going to Bloomin', Iraq next week. You know, I don't know. You know, Tony Blair calls George. You see them on the news together. Why? Because we are the leaders of everything. I mean, I could stay on the Hollywood industry for a long time to come. American films are the leaders of the entertainment industry. All actors around the world want to come to America. Why? Because that's the place where they get into being famous. Because that's the place they can become famous. People are made famous in Hollywood. You want to talk culture? I'll give you culture. I'll give you Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, the Keystone Cops, The Little Rascals, the Three Stooges, okay. Clark Gable. Okay, all the other countries are like pieces of a meal. You know, you've got your steak over here, and your potatoes over here, and your tomatoes over here, and your peas, and your bread, and, you know, your chocolate mousse, okay, and your crumpets, and all these different, you know, food items throughout the world. And then when you look at America, we aren't any one steak, potatoes, whatever. We are what you might call a stew. We're a stew of all those foods in one pot. That's why it calls the melting pot. So culturally, we are the cultural Hulk Hogans of the globe. Yeah. I mean, God bless all the astronauts that have been to the moon, but who do you really, you say, name me an astronaut. Who do people start naming? I'm not talking just America. Anywhere in the world, you say, name me an astronaut. John Glenn, Neil Armstrong, okay? James Lovell, remember? Tom Hanks played him in a movie. Movie, American film. Wow. So, good day, mate. Go have another tinny, put another prawn on the barbie, go out to the outback, and get yourself a kanga.